Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be helping you find your perfect sensitivity. Everybody has their own perfect sense they can use. It's not going to be the same for anybody. Maybe some other sensitivities work better for you than others, but I'm going to help you find your perfect sense in this video. If you want to hit shots like the ones in the intro there, or if you want to win more gunfights that are on the screen right now, just like that, then stick around for this video. This is definitely going to be the one for you. I'm going to be showing you how you can do some drills in the new aim trainer they added in their most recent update. It's been less than a week and I've been loving that so much. I've already used it a few times for myself. And it's a really good tool to warm up or practice with. Just anything really in general. Make sure to leave a like down there below if you do enjoy this one. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I loaded into this custom game now. Drop that, don't need the diffuser. I'm going to go up to this wall right here. This is the perfect wall for this, really. I've tried finding ones on other maps, but I think this is the best one. You can just find these anywhere, though, really. You see these lines right here? This is going to be the perfect thing to help you find your sensitivity. So staying right in the middle of this one. You can start right here on the left. Say this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So start at number 1, or start at number 3. Let's just start at this one. Right here. Start at this one, try to go to the first one here, and go back. Go as smoothly as you can over and over. And try to get it right in the middle. You can try to pick up the speed too, like that. I'm going a little lower by accident. I do have a higher vert. And then try to go to the next ones, like that. It gets a little harder for me. I'm on old gen, so I have 60 FPS. Not the smoothest when I do stuff like that. That's why I really got to be on my flick game when I'm in a match. But just like that, you get the general concept. So say you're here, and you're trying to get to this one, you overflick like that. You're trying to stop here, but you go like way over here. You're probably going to want to change your sensitivity down a little bit. You do not want to end up overflicking there like that, like this. You want to end up like this. But if you get to like right here only, can't even make it there in like one swift motion, keep coming up short, you're going to want to turn your sensitivity up a little bit, I'd imagine. Either your ADS just a few, or your horizontal by like 5. I wouldn't go massive increments. I'd keep your sensitivity relatively the same. Don't change out a bunch of stuff. I think the biggest mistake a lot of console players make is switching their sensitivity way too much. Like you switch to like one content creator's sensitivity, then you go back to another, and then you make a new one entirely, then you go back to some other content creator, and then change it a little bit, make some tweaks, you know. You just change your sense way too much. You need to stay on the same one, maybe make slight adjustments, just understand what's going wrong with yours. Like I was just explaining here. Just make slight little tweaks to yours, and then stay on it. Maybe in like a week after that, if you're feeling like it's a little too slow now, like now you're going like here, or not there, now you're going like here, because you've gotten so used to your sensitivity, maybe make it 1 or 2 higher, you know? You shouldn't be making huge increases every time though. You just shouldn't. The recoil though. So now that I've shown you how to find your perfect sensitivity, I'm here in the shooting range. This is what the point of the video is. So as you can see, this was here before, the old classic thing. Obviously this helps for like controlling recoil and showing what attachments are better, I guess. Like you can put all the way back to like 30 meters. I've never even used this, to be honest. I might have used it like right when it launched, but that was it. So like it helps with trying to control recoil, you know exactly what it looks like, but you can just do that against any wall. Like say right here, I'm 30 meters almost. I can do the exact same thing. And then there was this thing here with a dummy. This was more helpful. You can see what the hits are on it, but they've recently added this, and this is the best thing they've ever added. Like look at this. So I'm going to go to options. I'm going to show you the best options to use. I'd recommend keeping this on 60, but you can turn up to 2 minutes if you want. 60 is just 1 minute, obviously. I've been using the dummies and the big balls for that. I'll show you the small balls first and show you how hard they are to hit. They're like smaller than a head, I swear. I'm curious to see like what they actually are. Okay, so it says a small ball similar to an operator's head. I find that hard to believe. Big ball's double the size. Interesting. You can use whatever one you want. I usually use the big ball. I think that's better just for general stuff. Because usually you're going to have a whole operator's body too, so they're going to be easier to see than a tiny little ball in the air floating. So I like using big ball for that. For health, I don't touch. I use headshot only. That's what I'd recommend. You want to hit your headshots in Siege. It's a one-shot kill. Unless that changes, I'd always use headshot only to practice. Even when you're in training grounds, I'd recommend just using headshot only. Maximum targets, I always have set to 4. I think that's the best. Target move speed, I change. Sometimes I do just idle, just general aim training like Aim Labs has. That was the most popular mode in that I find people use. It's just best for like flicking around, getting your sensitivity down, you know, that kind of stuff. Then you can go up to walk too. I use walk and run. Sprint is very fast. That's like if a 3-speed was sprinting, I think. It's weird with the descriptions. One says run and one says sprint, but it's run and sprint mean the same thing, do they not? So I don't understand that. But sprint is very fast. I usually do idle, walk, run, or random. And that's really good practice. Same with the target distance. I usually do near or random. Sometimes just far if I'm trying to focus on that. Especially with the dummies. They're easier to see when it's far compared to the tiny little circles or the balls. If you have the small ball option on. And I always use infinite ammo. Do that too. Always use infinite ammo and always use the headshot only in my opinion. That's the best way. But I'm going to show you a good set of drills that I like doing when we go in here. So what I'm about to do first for the first drill, this is going to be idle for the movement speed and random for target distance. So that's what you're going to do for this. Okay, here we are now. So you can see how the balls are just chilling. I'm trying to just flick to each one. This really helps with your flicks. Have you seen the start of the video in the intro? Which I'm sure you did. That's the kind of shot I hit when training this kind of stuff. I always did this myself in training grounds anyway. You can just do this against any object. Like put your Wamai discs down or something, go outside and try to flick to it. I used to do that a lot back in the day. That's how my aim got really good. That's why mechanics are so important to me. I've always tried to train them up. Or like nomad air jab, something like that. Now everybody misses shots. Eventually, after doing enough of these, your hands are even going to start to cramp up. Try to do it as fast as you can too. Like try to beat your own score over time. Try to get higher and higher and higher. That's the best way to do it. And use different gun sights too. You don't have to use the 1.5 every time or the 1x. Use every sight that you actually use in game. Like warm up each different one. That'd be the best way to do that. You can do the same thing with bots too that are stationary. As you can see now, I got 81 on the balls. That's my highest yet for that one. But yeah, you can see like when the bots are like ducky and stuff. It's a lot harder to hit them when they're like actively going prone or actively sitting up. It's weird. It's so weird how they like actually mock what the operators do. Again, this is just your stationary aim training so far. We're going to move on to the other stuff too, don't worry. I think it's really good to practice both, stationary and moving. You're going to have a lot of stationary targets in Siege, and you're going to have to hit those when you come around a corner. And you have to be able to flick. Like say you're holding an angle, somebody walks to your left. By the time you actually flick to them, they're not going to move anymore than they already were, if you can flick fast enough. So that's the whole point of this drill. Like I'm trying to flick them before they like stand up or go down. Sometimes I'm going to miss, but everybody misses shots, so that's okay. Not too bad on that one either. Okay, for this next one, it's going to be the same thing, but I'm not going to stop shooting. So I'm still using the G36. I'm just going to keep spraying, though, with the attachments I'd actually use. You could even throw the suppressor on if you want with angled. And you're just going to keep shooting. keep shooting until that gun stops. And it's not gonna stop. Obviously, if you need a rest, you can just stop shooting for a second. But just try to spray as long as you can each time. Right when you get in their head, try to flick to the next target while continuing your spray. This is going to help a lot with spray transfers, specifically. That's what this drill is the best for. You can do it with high recoil guns, too. Like, try using F2 on this, or like Finka's LMG. Anything like that. Even use like the Roni. It's probably going to feel very strange using the Roni. It has no recoil. That wasn't why I said use the Roni. It's just going to feel very weird using that when it has more than 16 bullets. You just never stop shooting it. I feel like you can never practice spray transfer with the Roni though, because you don't have enough ammo. This next one is going to be Finka LMG actually, like I just was saying. Why not give her a try? But now I have the bot set to move, so they're going to be running around sprint. I think they're on the sprint option, yeah. That's definitely the sprint. And it's going to be very hard when you have a bouncy gun like this. And I put them to far away too. So I put them to far and sprint. Again, you're just going to want to try to hit the head and aim up to the next one. Try to just flick around to them. Okay, so the next one is going to be with the DMR. So you only want to go for one taps. That's why I'm using the DMR. So like Doe could be a Rooney, you know, 417 on Twitch or Lion, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. You can even use pistols. That'll help your pistol aim with the iron sights. But anything that tap fires really is good for this. This really trains your accuracy for your first bullet shots, which is the most important, obviously. So you're not just getting your sprays after like 5 to 10 bullets after the first shot. This is going to help your ability to actually aim consistently. And I have the ball set to move slow only. I believe they're all set to far or something. You seem pretty far out. So you're just going to want to do this. Take your time. Don't start spraying. Try to get that first shot every time. And if you miss, it's okay. And this is going to be great for warming up. I'm sure your hands are feeling it at this point if you're following along with the drills. I know my thumb is a little bit. It'll just get better over time. That means it is working. For this next one, the balls last time were set to walking. This time I'm going to have them to running, so they're going to be way quicker. Or quite a bit quicker. This is going to be like if an enemy's running at you. They're trying to run away a little bit. Again, I don't know the difference between run and sprint, but you can try them both if you want. This seems pretty quick in my opinion, though. I don't think they're going to be going faster than this ever. If an enemy's going faster than this, they can't shoot you back anyway, so you have plenty of time to get your shots in my opinion. I don't think it's worth it to try the sprint one. It'll help, but this will help too. Again, you can already tell this is a lot more difficult than the last one. Just trying to one-tap them, not trying to spray my gun. That's why I'm using the DMR to stop myself from continuing the burst fires. It's good to do that, but not at all times. Right now I'm just training first shot accuracy. So that's why you're using the DMR on dope. So that wasn't too bad at all. This time I'm going to be doing a different drill. This is going to be more of tracing. You're not actually going to shoot your gun. You're literally just going to trace and flick back between the targets that you have. This is going to help with your muscle memory and your hands. So like your hands are going to learn how to move just in general, like your thumbs. When you're trying to go around a corner or something, this is going to help with that kind of stuff a lot. This is a really underrated kind of drill to do. A lot of people don't really do this, especially before this was a thing. I'm sure like nobody did this pretty much on controller. I know like some PC pros did this kind of tracing stuff. I used to do this back in the day too, when I was really grinding to get better. Now we just have much better tools for it, so a lot of people can really get on this kind of stuff and improve your aim. It was kind of a secret before. That's why I'm here to help you guys out, though. Again, just try to stay on the ball. You can flick back between different ones. Doesn't really matter. You can just do this as long as you want. If you're going to do one for 2 minutes, this is probably the right one to do. Just try to trace for 2 minutes straight and flick between them. And you can turn the speed up too if you would like. I was doing run, but you can do sprint. And you can do random, so different balls are moving different speeds. Okay, this one might be the best drill to run by itself. If you only are going to do one, this is going to be the one. So you're going to be going at random speeds for this one. And that's the first time we're doing random speeds. Random speeds and random target distance. So now they're going to be all over the place. And I'm choosing a hard gun to use too. A lot of first burst kick on the sieqe LMG. As you can see already, some of them are like stationary way up in the air, some are flying. There's going to be sprint, run, walk, and the ones that aren't moving. So this is going to help with your vertical sensitivity and your horizontal. You can do this with a DMR too if you would like. That'd be more good practice. I'm just doing it with a high recoil gun. I think that's the best way to do this one. And you can burst. That helps your recoil control a lot. So that's the advantage of using someone else other than Dokkaebi. So you can start trying to spray at the ball. Because that's what you're going to do in a game. You're not going to go around trying to one-tap someone. Unless you're insane. Some people do. Like myself, laying those nasty, like, pixel one-taps. Okay, but that's going to do it with sieqe's gun. Okay, so this last drill, this is going to be the last one of the video. This is going to be the same thing as the last one pretty much, but they're going to be all running instead of random. So either sprint or run. I'm going to do run though, because again, I think run's more normal. I'm going to use a holographic too, switch up the sight, like I said. Using the R4C suppressor. Random distance still, some of those balls are tiny out there. I'm still on the big ball setting. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of the balls are tiny as hell. That's why I'd recommend, if you do the ball one, I would recommend doing big, because small is so weird. You're not going to be, like, shooting floating heads out in the distance, usually. Even if they're behind cover, it's easier to see them because of the cover there, too. They're just floating in there, and that's kind of weird. This is just good because all the different distances on these balls. Again, just practice your flicks like I was doing there. That's pretty much it though. So basically you can do these like before you play for 20 minutes or so, say. Just warm up, do these drills, and you're going to see a massive difference after a few days. Say after like a week or two even, you're going to see a huge difference in your gunfights. I guarantee it. You're going to be winning a lot more of your engagements. Or even like set aside an hour of one day and just practice and do this. Just grind through these drills multiple times each. And that's also going to get you a lot better. Trust me. It got me a lot better. So now I'm going to show you guys another way to warm up. You can just go into a quick match. Just go into a quick match and start peeking everything. Peek things the way you would in a real match. So on this little clip here, this is just a 3K with a Bana. I had 3 good headshots really fast. Sometimes I just go into a quick match before I start and warm up that way. I was doing it this time specifically because I'm trying to get my account some more operators for the season's solo queue series, which will be starting very soon in the coming days. So make sure you're subscribed for that and stick around. I'm going to be solo queuing a champion once again this season. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was a fun one to make, I think. And I think this is going to help a lot of people with their gunfights and stuff and their aim in general. Even your movement. I think this helps your movement a lot too, because you're going to be using like your right stick most of the time to move into angles. Say you're right here, you're going to be using your right stick to do that. Like trace around the corner like that. So I think it's going to help a lot. If you did enjoy and find it helpful, please leave a like down there below. It helps me out a lot. My channel's been going insane recently. So thank you for all the support. It means the world to me. I'll see you in the next one though, guys. Bye.